Hi there everybody, good afternoon, hope we're all well. Everything's okay where you are. Maybe you had yesterday off as a bank holiday and you're all back at work now or still having a bit of a chill out. But either way, here we go. I'm on tile 372 today. What have I got? I've got a pearl grey tile with me. I've got my regular pen pencil tutty on. I've also got my white chalk pencil and I've got a white pencil pen as well. So let's see how we go, and there's a couple of things we can sort of use, just those basic equipment things to sort of get us going. Look at that lovely fleck in that paper. It's honestly, I've never known anything like it for working on. It's a really nice one, but we often go straight in with black, don't we? And I thought today it'd be quite nice to use our white. Now, you don't have to, you can do whatever you want to do. You can stick with black, you can use any colour tile you like. But I'm going to go with this one. So first things first, I want to give myself a little bit of a marking. So I'm coming in with pencil and I just want to measure about the middle. See, top and bottom. And then here, same thing, about the middle. So I've got those little marks just to sort of give me a bit of a chance. Again, doesn't matter which place you start. We're going to do this all the way around. And I'm going to come in with my gel pen, my white gel pen here, and I'm going to start straight off in this corner. As I say, if you want to do this corner and go around, you can do that, that's fine. But, you know, I'm left-handed, so that's what's going to happen. All right. So, first thing then, just make sure I've made sure my pen's going to work okay, because, you know, sometimes you know what these gel pens are like. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around. You see, I've created a little bit of a curve there, and then I'm coming around like this, okay, and then follow that round, you see, and pick it back up again. Now instead of coming down quite thin, I want to create a little bit of a belly. Oh, did I, Chris? I can't remember. What number have I put on and what number should it be? All my tiles are at the office, so should I be on 373 today? And I'm going to put a little shape in the middle there. Wendy, no, I'm not going to be at the NEC in November. Okay, so I'm going to turn it round, and again, oh, did I 370? Oh, right, okay, that's okay, I'll change it later. It is 373, and hopefully, did I? It's 373. Oh, I put 272 there. Do you know, I don't even know what day it is. I shouldn't be let out on my own, should I? 373. I'll change that in a little bit. Okay. So, where were we? All right, I've done this one, this little curl here. So now I'm going to turn it around clockwise and mark it off there again, just as before. And along we go. See a little bit of a bend there. I'm going to go up to that middle-ish point and come around just as before. Oh, Viv, thank you. I don't know. See, make it a bit fatter. And in. Okay, I'm going to just sort of stop it off at the end. Oh, see, Chris, you had us all panicking over that. And I've changed my tile and everything, look. Oh, no. So let's get this right. Come on. 372. So my tile was right. All right. Okay. So we've done this one. We're on to this one. So in we go then. I'm going to come in and put this little shape in there. Okay, panic over. There you are. Next one. Back into this corner. And as before, bring it up. A little bit of a bend there, see? Curve it round. And then around. And then we're going to sort of give it a bit of a fatter belly. And in. And then we go with that little aura shape. Just fasten that off there. So it gives me 3. fourth one from here, curve it around a little bit, around. Now again, don't think you've got to do this all in one go. You can stop and start it. Don't sort of think it's got to be one swoop. All right, so we've got this. Let's have a little look at that then. All right, one on each side. Happy with that? I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is remove those little pencil marks now. Just making sure, of course, that your gel pen's dry, because we know they take a little bit longer. That gives us this to start with. So looking at the next stage, and I'm sticking with my white pen here. Let's go in a bit more. And at the top of this one, I'm going to come in and put a curve from here to here. So, making sure my pen's working. There you go. From there to there. Okay. So I'm going to do the same all the way around. Curve from there to there. And the next one. There to there. And the next one. There to there. Okay, so that's all four sides. We've got that. So I'm going to stick with this. No. Oh, thank you, Glennie. See, it's a lovely colour, isn't it? So it's really nice to use as well. And I'm going to stick with this curve here. And I'm going to put one in there. So you're not going to the point, just a little bit further on. And then I'm going to come from here and create another. Again, see, just a little bit further on. Then a little bit further down, look. And another. And then another one. Another there. Hello, Robert. Welcome to the world of Sanntangle and our crazy little group. You can see there, I'm getting smaller each time. I've started to sort of turn my tile round each time now and create this lovely little shape going on there. And then here, that's sort of the last one I can do. I've got that kind of a shell look. All right, let's have a little look at that. There we go. Look at that. It's lovely, isn't it? How that's worked. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over. And again, remember this curve that we did here. So again, I can bring it in from that side and create that shape. Just going to go back in with that pen there. Okay. And then again, the next one in. And the next one in. Okay, each time, look, I'm not going to the point. I'm bringing it down and it's moving just a little bit, so it's getting smaller, but they're not touching at that bottom edge there. Now, I'm not worried in the slightest about whether they're all the same size or I've got the same amount. It doesn't really matter. Just giving us that shape. Look at that. Okay, so there's that one. That one done. So now we're on to this next one. And the same thing again. You see, I'm going to follow that curve that's already there and put the first one in. That really helps. Gives me a bit of a guide. Oh, I know, Sue, it's lovely, isn't it? I do tend to use this tangle quite a lot. And, you know, in various different ways. But I don't always use it, you know, a lot where it's completely going around everything. And I don't know why, because it looks beautiful. I just use it in sections. Okay. Look at that. So this one. And again, see that curve there? I'm going to bring the first one out and around. Of course, this week we've got a couple of things starting, haven't we? So as well as the regular tiles, we're starting our Craft Ember guides. Now, I've put a little guide out. I did do it on TikTok just purely because it's easy to sort of create a little video on there. But there will be happening. It's all happening on Facebook and this page, as it usually does. And then it'll go on YouTube. So it just sort of gives you the heads up about what you need and where to go. So you can have a look at that and sort of work it out. There you go, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to stick with my white pen and I'm going to look at the spaces around the edge now. And I'm going to come in right from the edge, look. And I'm going to follow it underneath. And underneath till I get to that one there. All right. So let's do another. Close to, so it's sort of like a parallel line. In that section there. Yeah, oh no, Jackie, no, that was just purely to be able to put a video out, because that then goes to all my social media. So I don't have to do one for Facebook, one for Instagram and things. That's all. So you see what I'm doing here? Look, I'm actually coming in with a line and I'm following it underneath and then bringing it out wherever I can. So yeah, if you've not got your tiny tiles, I have put them on the shop today, but you don't have to use tiles if you want to just draw it in on a piece of paper. I've given you the size that it's going to be and all that kind of stuff. So okay, so let's do one here. See, that's going to go under there. Okay, there's a few coming on there. I think I need another one in the middle there. Let's go this way. Okay, you can always add more in if you need to. Don't want to overdo it. I suppose I'm going to have to put them in there as well. Let's have a look at that. We can always add, as I say, if we need to a little bit later. So looking at our little spaces here now, I'm going to completely ignore the shells for a moment. And I want these spaces in between these lines. And I'm going to come on in and create shapes within. Okay. And one there, look. One there. And then this one. Into there. Now, of course, as we know, September is it's not going to be as the tiles for Advent, because that's 24. In September, there are 30 days. So you're going to need 30 tiles. So it's a 5x6 grid in terms of, okay. And just sort of going around the shapes if you can. And we've got a bit of a treat on Thursday, which is the 31st of August at 1 o'clock on the Sanntangle group page. Our lovely Ree, who's a member of my creative team, is going to do a video or a live video on using Locket Lane. So if it's something you've thought you'd like to have a go at and you've never really quite got it from the instructions, then she's going to be showing you how to use that. Maybe some tips as well on what she does. So that's going to be quite nice. I'm sure you're all going to welcome her. And watch that. Oh, hey, speak of the devil, Ree, there she is. We're just bigging you up, Ree. Saying you're going to do Locket Lane for us. So please, if you want to tune into that, Ree will really be happy about answering questions. If you've got any. Okay. Yeah, the original, Viv. The original. But I think once you've got the original Locket Lane and you know what you're doing with that, I think the Christmas one and the new one, Halloween Hollow, is going to sort of be more plain sailing and you're going to understand that. So be fine. The Halloween Hollow is just fabulous. We've had such fun with that one. Okay, so we've got this going on now. We've filled our tile, so I'm coming in with my pencil. Now, what I'm going to do here is looking at the centre bit. So again, I'm completely ignoring those shells. And what I want to do here is where I've got those sort of lines, you know, that I just drew with the white pen, I'm going to go round it with the pencil. So add a little bit thicker in one end there. Okay. And then let's do this one. So if you've not gone round all of them with white pen, it's not a problem. Now you notice that what I'm doing is I'm going round, I'm thickening up, but I'm doing the same part. So I've gone on the top there. So sort of drawing around and the same bits, I'm actually making a little bit thicker. So on the top and the left, you can do whichever as long as you work within it. And then this one here, you see? So if I then have a look at these sort of spaces as well, see I did go right to the end of the tile there. And again, I'm going to keep it that side. Just going to thicken up there a little bit. And this side too. So drawing around it and thickening up that side a bit. This bit here. Okay, so again, I'm going to look at all these kind of shapes. And you see where we did that one in the middle there as well? I'm going to add some pencil into that one there. So, to this shape here. Now I did actually sharpen my pencil before I started this, so if you're wanting that crisp line around the edge, then you do need to sharpen it. We are going to blend them out though, so not to worry. Okay, so you see here, this is sort of going to be all along the same lines, so even though I've turned my tile, I'm still going to come back and add some pencil on the same sort of side, see, left and top, left and top. So just be aware of which way that is and try and do them all the same if you can. It'll just give you a slightly different result if you don't. But I'm going for all the same if I can. Okay. Top and left. Okay, look at that. See? And you see there, look as well, I've got a little gap. And it's not part of the shell, so I'm going to do, I say shell, it could be anything, but we're going to call them shells. Okay, so anything that's not these. So maybe look even here, we should go round that bit as well. There we go, yeah. And then of course, we'd have to apply that to this bit too. Okay, so look a bit closer now at what you've drawn and work out where you think these lines need to be. Okay, see, all the same. Oh, Lynn, I'm not 100% sure. When did you send it? I'll have a look afterwards. As long as you're sending it to the Sanntangle, Sandra at Sanntangle, I should have done. I've not really gone through all my emails this morning. I've got other things that I've been working on. So. And don't you find sometimes when you're working on something, if you keep looking at your emails, you find you don't get anything done. So, okay. Again, just sort of be careful with this. Look at what you've got. Focus on which bits you need to be adding pencil to. And which bits you don't want to. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, look at that. All right. So you see where this one's going over the top of that one. I'm going to come in and put some pencil over the top there too. Yeah. And then it's going over this one as well, you see there? Well then, I'll need to check then. Okay. You see? And then this one looks going over that one. And in we go. It is nice to see those little dotty mandalas all appearing across the Sanntangle group page now. I think you've done a great job with them, considering that Liam didn't demonstrate anything. I will take them on actually. I'll take them on the next show and I'll do a quick demo on them. But I think you're doing a great job. without me. So, okay, tortillon. Again, I've got a nice new one. See, a nice pointed tortillon, because some of these areas are quite narrow and I don't want to completely fill them. So you want to make sure that your tortillon's pointed rather than. Okay, and I'm blending out a little bit. Don't want to completely cover it all, but just softening it off there. Oh, did you, Jan? Oh, yeah. We've started the orders this morning, so some will be started to come out to you. We'll get them there as soon as we can. You know that. And it's Leslie and Alice packing today. It has been, because Sarah's off this week. So they'll be on it. All right. I'm not going to do anything there. I'm at the moment working purely on these little sections here. So again, see, they don't really need much. They just need a little bit of softening. Just in areas. Now it's quite tempting when you get this kind of result with that lovely graphite on the grate to sort of do everything the same. And that'll, if you're not careful, you do it on everything, you find that you'll lose the effect that that's giving. So let's have a little look at that. Oh, thank you, Rose. Look at that, ready. It's great, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my white chalk pencil in. And if you haven't got one of these, just so you know, this is actually, it's chalk, not just a regular white pencil, because then what you can do is use a tortillon to blend it. Whereas with a regular pencil, you can't really do that. So, okay, first things first then. You see, look, I've missed a bit there. I always miss. Where's Janet when you need her to say, Sandra, you've missed a bit. There we go. All right, little highlights then. So I don't really mind where these are. They're going to be quite random in terms of their position, but just want a little bit of a highlight on each one. Yeah. And if we start with this one, and we've got a choice here. I think usually with the dark, we'd go in here, wouldn't we? And add some darkness. So what I'm going to do with this one is add a little bit of the white sort of on that edge. You see? And you see where you can tell it's chalk. Look how it's breaking up there. So you don't need a lot, and don't blow it away yet, because we want to blend these out a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to add all the chalk on first of all, and then I'll come in with the tortillon. So you don't really want to be brushing your hand across. Oh, Wendy, get it out. It'll be easy to sharpen. I don't know. We've all done it, honestly. We've all left these in the freezer and forgot about them. All of us have. Just if you've got more than one, like we do when we're doing classes. I know Leslie once left a few in and they did stick together for a while. It just, if anybody doesn't know, we put them in the freezer a little bit before you sharpen them, because it just helps to solidify them a little bit, because they can be quite brittle. It just means that you can sharpen them easier and they'll last a bit longer. Okay. So let's just sort of get it round. Okay, let's have a look at that. There we go. So tortillon, and on this occasion I've treated myself. Look, I've got a clean tortillon, because what I want to do, just sort of swirls. It's not going to travel massively. Just want to blend it into the cardstock. You see the difference? And along we go. And again, I'm not blowing yet. I'm going to do all of it first, and then do it, because whilst we're doing this, some of this is actually pushing into the cardstock, see? And this one. Alright, keeping up with the swirls, and start at the top, you notice, moving down, because the top bit's where you're going to apply the most pressure, and then it's going to ease off as you relax into it, going down the piece. There you go. Let's see the difference that makes. Oh, just a plain grey, Jackie. This is the pearl grey. It's got a little bit of a fleck in it. It's the same range as the black and white Elite paper, but grey. So I know they were on the show on Friday. So I don't know if there was any left. Okay. You can still get them off the website. I think they'll still be on there. You see, sort of starting at that top edge and working your way down. You could actually, if you wanted to, imagine colouring these in, maybe having all these 4 in different colours. And that could look quite different, and maybe actually having the highlight in the middle so it looks like they're bending. There's lots of options. I just thought today it was nice to try something a bit different. Little highlights. Okay. Now I can blow. All right. So a little bit more detail, I think, in places. Again, make sure you've got a sharp pencil. And what I'm going to do is come in where I've got this lovely shape here, and I'm going to work my way around it. You see, I'm still showing that white pencil, the white pen off. So I'm not going over the top of that, but I'm working to the sort of one side of it. And then I'm going to bring in some pencil, but only so far up. And I've chosen a side. You see that I'm on the left-hand side there. And then I'm working my way up. Just a little bit. You see? Okay, so you see here where we've got this kind of a line. This is underneath this. So I'm going to extend that pencil line up and over. So it's very definitely now one part and the other. Okay. So I'm going to do a similar thing on all the others now. So same here, look, around that line. And then a little bit up each side there. Now, take your time with this, you know, you don't have to all be exactly the same length. And then along. You see, just finishing that off there. And the next one, same again. So along we go. Down and into there. Now we'll look at this again in a minute. Let's just do one job at a time. I think sometimes if you focus on too much, we might find that you get a bit lost. We don't want that. So it's all of those, and then this one, look, extending it up. And then last one. Oh, I do struggle with the days sometimes. I mean, I'm Tangle and I'm working every day, so I know today actually I'd started off at the office and I was going to remain there, but I left my phone at home this morning, so I had to come on home, because sometimes, you know, there's a lot of things you do on your phone that you can't do when you're at the office, like order paper and it needs a verification and things. Okay. Rose, you can do it in whatever works for you, honestly. I mean, the only reason I've not used a black pen and I've used a pencil today is because I haven't used a black pen at all. And if I was to do that and suddenly, excuse me, bring in a black pen over this, it might take over the whole piece. And we don't want that. We want a nice sort of subtle, soft feel to it. So I've kept with the pencil. That's the only reason. If you've drawn all this with a black pen, then coming in and doing this extra bit with a black pen would work, but it's fine. Yeah, Joanne, the only reason I use TikTok is because I can put together a video and it will it'll show across all of my social media. The tiles, or the tiny tiles, the little craft timber thing that we're doing, it will be on this page as per usual. The only thing that's going to be different is I'm not going to be able to tell you what time I'm doing it on, because every day is going to be different. But it will definitely be on here, okay? Not on TikTok. That's just the platform that I use to create the video. Okay. And Alison, we need cake. Absolutely, we need cake. That'd be great. You see what I've done here? Look, I've just gone over the top there. To that one I haven't, because see, that one goes over there. So I've gone over with that one. So absolutely, yeah. If we're up for cake then on Friday, so it's Alison's birthday. Right, let's have a look at this. Ooh, look at that, see, if I was to bring my black pen in, that would overpower what we've done here. We don't want to do that. Just going to very, very gently, just up and down on those lines. I don't want it to move too far, but I just want to sort of soften it off a bit. You see? Same with that one. Okay. Back up there. I'm just going to trim that end off. It's got really... tidy that top edge very quickly, that did, didn't it? There you go. Pair of scissors, like snipped it at a point. So that's better. Back and forth, and then this one here, just taking it back a little bit. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I'm saying it'll look good in lots of different colours, wouldn't it? You could maybe do sort of industrial colours in the background. And I'll have a few cogs and things lying around. Make it a bit bigger than a macro. Could be quite steampunky. Okay. And this one, so I'm just going to soften over there a bit. Alright. And again, it's choosing what to keep seriously sort of solid and what to soften off a bit. This is working well in there, but these bits I'm not going to keep them quiet, and these bits I'm not going to do there either. See, but oh, I've not done that one, look. And again, see this one here? Because it's going underneath, I want it to be quite definite going underneath. Okay, so let's just have a check there. See this bit as well? Let's extend that. Alright, so that's very definitely now, look, it's at the, on the top of everything else. Look at that. Yeah, maybe there, look. You see where the lines join? We want to make sure that those shapes are very definitely on the top there. Okay. Look at that. I'm really pleased with that. I think what I am going to do as well, coming in with my pencil again. You see where these are crossing over? I'm going to bring that line in and sort of really sort of define them. Again, let's just soften them off a little bit. There you go. Look at the difference that makes. So let's have a look if there's any more of those. So that's sort of our main area of where they are. This one, not a problem. Not really an issue there. There's a tiny one there, look. Not a problem there, we've gone over that. And here, not a problem there, we've gone over that. So yeah, it's just those bits in the middle there, isn't it? So, okay. Oh, Robert, what size is the tile? These ones are 8 centimetres square. Yeah, they come in a little pack of 20. There we go. Where's my little pack, look? There you are. And on the back it tells you, it explains what a tile is, or what it is to me anyway. And there you go. So it gives you a few bits and pieces there. So, okay, last thing. Now the other thing here as well, if I'm going to come in and write my initials on, you automatically go to a black pen to write to. Bernadette? No, I don't think so. I mean, what am I currently doing? Writing a course for teachers. I'm doing tiles. I've got the image for the tiny tiles for Craft Ember. I've got classes coming up. I've got new projects to do. So no, a bit busy. Of course, we've got the new building that we're working on and getting all that ready. So yeah, it keeps me out of trouble, doesn't it? So anyway, yeah, I'm not going to come in and use a black pen for this because it's going to sort of detract from what we've done. But having said that, the white gel pen might not be clear enough with my name. So I'm going to stick with my pencil and find a spot and put it in pencil. Okay. So a couple of things as well. If you're actually posting your tiles on, which a lot of you do, and it's lovely that you do that on the Sanntangle group, would you be so kind as to tag the name Sanntangle into it? And also that means, if I just turn this one over, is when you put your post on, you say this is tile number 372. If you could put hashtag Sanntangle on your little post, what that will do is anybody then searching for Sanntangle will be able to find your tile and of course find our group, and that will help sort of share the message. And then I'll explain what I'd like you to do for the Craft Ember one, because that'd be nice too. So there we go, there's our tile. Do you know what, how subtle and lovely that is? I mean, even if you added a touch of a pale colour in there, you could change it up a bit. But keeping it with the white pencil and pen and a little bit of graphite, I think we've got a beautiful tile there. So, okay, enjoy this one and post it. Let me know how you're getting on with it. And I'll catch you all again. Oh, goodness me, it'll be Friday for me, Thursday for Rhea at 1 o'clock, so don't forget that. And of course, if you're new and you think, oh, what's a tile swap? We do tile swaps. There's a video that has been posted on here for the one this time, so you've still got time to get involved in that. And of course, we do some sewing as well, so Sanntangle, there's videos on there, and even if you don't sew, it shows you some different ways of actually tangling onto fabric, but you can still do it on papercraft. So many things going on. Have a bit of fun with it.